Hi everyone, this is Ed from Shades of Vengeance, and I'm going to give you a little taste of Champion of Earth, my first card game. So you start by dealing out one card to each player, one equipment card, and actually I'll deal them face up so that you can see them. We've got Occam's Razor, which kills all of the creatures in the game. Hopefully you can see that. And I've got Sword, which is just a standard level 2 damaging piece of equipment. Now next, whoever goes first is the person who's most recently seen a movie about aliens invading the Earth. And I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, that's the player who's playing the scientist. You'll notice both characters are unharmed at the beginning of the game. So the scientist is going to ask for 3 equipment. You can choose between 1 and 3 every turn, and every equipment that you take also means that you have a monster added to the oncoming horde in the middle here. But from the store, which is the equipment deck, he also gets 3 new pieces of equipment. So he gets an alarm that will make all of the monsters in the monster deck attack. He gets a handgun, which is another level 2 piece of equipment. And he gets Grandmother's Revolver, which is a level 2 piece of equipment that has a specific bonus against creatures. I'm very sorry, that's actually a bit dark, a bit light. So what he's going to do is he's now going to decide how many enemies he wants to fight this turn. And given that enemies range between 0 and 9, he might look at this hand and think that it's not very good. So he's going to say that he's going to fight just the one enemy, which is fine as long as there are fewer than 5 cards in the oncoming horde. If there are more than 5 cards, you have to fight everything in excess of 5, and I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So he's turned over the first card, which is a mummy. It's an undead, so his Grandmother's Revolver is not much use. However, together, the sword and the handgun make 4, which will mean that the mummy is defeated. So he's going to discard those 2, and he's going to take the mummy, and he's killed that creature now, so it's going to stay in his half. The person who has the most kills at the end of the game is the winner, so you have to be careful about when you use your equipment and when you don't. So next, the Ninja Girl. There's, again, because there aren't 5 cards on the table yet, there's no reason for this player not to take 3, because even if they take 3, they don't necessarily have to fight anything, because now there are only 5 cards down. So, taking 3 cards, there is Just Making Sure, which is a 0. There is the Mind Control Collar, which is a 1. And there is a Sight-to-Sight Teleport. So I'm going to show you a couple of special abilities that these cards can give you. The Sight-to-Sight Teleport card is what they'll play first. And this allows you to look at the top 3 cards of the cave, the monster deck, if you like, look at them, and rearrange them in any order you like, so the next player will have to deal with them in a certain order. So I'm going to arrange them in this order, with the Illuminati on top. And obviously they don't show anyone else that when they're playing. And I know that the scientist player has a very nasty surprise waiting. Next, I'm going to have the player use the Mind Control Collar on the first character, which is a zombie dog. And the Mind Control Collar, what it does is it makes that card attack the next card. So that's the Alien Attack Pet, which also turns over 1 creature which attacks alongside. Now, together, those 2 are more than the zombie dog, so the zombie dog is eliminated. But the other part of the Mind Control Collar is that anything that was turned over now attacks that player. So that player gets the 1 corpse, the monster corpse from the undead, the zombie dog. But now they have to fight with 2 things that can't really defeat these, a 3 and a 1. So what this player does have is Occam's Razor. Occam's Razor, as I said at the very beginning, will allow you to kill all of the creatures in the oncoming horde. Now that's one of the reasons that the card backs are color-coded, because this is also a creature. So he will kill the butterfly with the bomb and the giant eyeball. She, I'm sorry, will kill the butterfly with the bomb and the giant eyeball. Those two are both killed. However, the ninja girl cannot defeat the alien tack pet and therefore takes a hit, becoming injured. Now, when you're injured, if you take another hit, then you die. So you have to be a little bit careful. Now, it's now the scientist's turn again, so I'm going to play one more turn before I fast forward a little and show you something in the future. And again, the scientist is going to choose 3 as their number of cards. And also get 3 equipment to boost their already fairly impressive array. Okay, so he's got the teleport backpack, which lets him skip his turn. He's got the ultraviolet light, which can only do damage to undead. And he's got the Martian pants, which are a reference to Era the Empowered, for anyone who knows our role-playing games, which let you exchange this card for the last card played in the last piece of equipment played. So he's going to play this card and retrieve Occam's Razor, which is one of the most powerful cards in the game. And he's going to put that in his hand. So he's exchanged the Martian pants for Occam's Razor. And he now, because there are only 5 cards in the oncoming horde, he does not have to fight anything. So he's going to choose not to fight this turn and let it be the ninja girl's turn, which is very bad news for her. I'm now going to stop this recording, fast forward, and come back to you a little later in this game. Okay, so this is slightly later in the same game, where actually the scientist has now become injured as well, and miraculously the ninja girl has survived. The scientist now has a different set of cards in his hand, although he does still hold Occam's Razor, as we discussed just previously. So we're going to have a look now at what happens when you have more than 5 cards in the oncoming horde. And you're going to have to forgive me, I'm running out of space a little bit here. So the ninja girl is the next person to play. She has 4 cards in her hand right now, and I'm going to use them to demonstrate 1 or 2 things. So first of all, as always, she has to choose between 1 and 3 cards in order to draw some equipment, and she will choose to have 1 monster card because, you know, there are plenty on the table already. Now, she will get 1 extra piece of equipment, which is Sunrise, and that could possibly be a godsend. Because there are 9 cards on the table, she has to fight at least 4. So she can look at her cards and have a quick think. And yes, I believe with that hand, she can easily defeat 4, possibly even 5. So she's going to take a risk and decide to go for 5. So here first, she's going to play Sunrise. Now that's quite like Occam's Razor, except it works on undead. So it kills all of the undead on the table. And it gives them to her pile of corpses that she has managed to accumulate. So that instantly kills 3 of the 4 she's got to kill, but she declared 5. So she is going to have to fight an alien infiltrator and a werewolf puppy. But the werewolf puppy has an ability. It turns over any other creatures in the oncoming horde and makes them attack. That's a troll and a young werewolf. Well, I'm afraid the bad news just keeps on going because the young werewolf gets a +1 for every creature in the oncoming horde. That's apart from it. So it will now be at 5 instead of 3. So she's got to beat a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 5 with what she's got. Now, although she has some stuff that's going to be useful, I can't pick up these cards. Although she has some things that are going to be useful, she's not going to be able to do that with this hand. So the first thing she's going to do is use the Man in Black card. The Man in Black allows you to discard that card, and then the 3 cards that you have shuffle back into the deck. Apologies for just then, my camera actually stopped working for some reason. So she shuffled those cards back into the deck, and a couple of turns later, she actually died. So although you're dead in this game, that doesn't actually necessarily mean you've lost, because you still have your pile of corpses. However, your equipment is reclaimed and returned into the equipment deck again. Again, it's shuffled together. I'm just going to insert these cards anyway. There we go. It's shuffled together, and then it's the other player's turn. So the scientist is now faced with some face-up cards, but that does not necessarily mean that he has to fight them, just because they're face-up. He's going to choose to draw 3, because he's very confident that he can defeat those. And I'm running out of space. I'm just going to move that and that out of the way. He's chosen to draw 3, which he's done. He takes 3 extra equipment. 1, 2, 3. And he's drawn the hobby drone with assault rifle, which is a level 4, which is capable of scouting if you wish. The monster homing beacon, which is capable of making it someone else's turn, and night vision goggles, which are also capable of scouting. Well, unfortunately, he can't make it someone else's turn because there's no one else whose turn it can be. So he's going to choose to fight everything. I'm pretty confident we can get close to defeating them. So we have a reanimated rat, we have a butterfly with a bomb, and we have the other kind of man in black. Oh dear. Because what happens when you turn over the other kind of man in black is that all of your equipment goes back into the equipment deck. The deck's shuffled. Just going to do a quick shuffle there. Quick shuffle. And then you draw 1 new card, which is the parallel dimension duplication device. Well, unfortunately, on its own, that's totally useless. It's a 1, the lowest creature. You have to start from the left. So although he could defeat the butterfly with a bomb, he's not allowed to fight that. You have to start with the werewolf puppy. So although he could defeat the butterfly with a bomb, he's not able to do anything, and he is in fact killed. His equipment is also returned to the equipment deck, and the monsters win, unfortunately. However, the person who killed the most number of monsters is still the winner of this game. So all of these return to the monster deck, the cave, victorious, and the monsters win. However, the champion of Earth is defined by how many corpses you get. It's not how big they are or how difficult they were to kill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the scientist. So 11 for the ninja girl and 4 for the scientist means that the ninja girl is the winner. Congratulations, she is the champion of Earth. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and please let me know if you have any questions at all.